Namaskar and good evening to all of you. Friends, warm welcome to the 4-day Phosphal Literature Festival with participation of BIMSTEC countries, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Myanmar, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Thailand, which is being organized online by Sahitya Academy and Foundation of Shark Writers and Literature. As you know, this festival was inaugurated on 6th November 2022, and today is the last day of the festival. And this session is the last session of the festival also. Uh, you all have much enjoyed the different sessions of poetry reading, readings of fictions, and presentation of papers on various topics. And as I said, this is the last session of the festival, and we have with us Srimati Ajit Kaurji also, who is the
কোথায় তো হ্যাডই হচ্ছে না চাই আমার তো মহা মুশকিল
Majumdar ji mute. So now may I start the session, and may I request Sri Kamarul Bahar Arif ji, who is from Bangladesh, to recite his poems. Kamarul ji, please unmute and recite your poem.
Thank you, Dada. Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank the respectable Ajit Kaurji, the president of Phosphal Literature Festival. I am grateful to her and I feel honored by inviting me. Best wishes and love of the president in the session, Mr. Alok Bhala. Most probably is absent. All the participants of Phosphal Literature Festival, especially the 20th session, followed by poetry reading. I am Kamal Baharari from Bangladesh. I am a Bengali poet and essay writer. I am also an editor of a little magazine named Midongo since 22 years. I want to read my poem first in Bangla and second in English. The title of my poem, চলি আর কিছু না বলি। আমি না হয় নাই বা কিছু বলি, না বলাতে বাড়ুক না পথ পথ উপপথ পথের অলিগলি। চলি চলতে চলতে গল্প রাধা অনুরাধা নীরা কিংবা আরেক চম্পা করি, আর কিছু না বলি। না বলাতে তা যদি হয় প্রেমের আনার কলি, শুধু গোলাপ কলি, গোলাপ বাগান ফুটন্ত ফুল কত কৃষ্ণ করি। আমি না হয় নাই বা সে পথ চলি, পথ জুড়ে যে আবির মাখা মন রাঙানো বলি। অনুরাধা গল্প রাধা নীরা কিংবা প্রেমের চম্পা কলি, যাকেই আমি বলি চাঁদ মাখামু তোমার পানে আমার সব অঞ্চলি। চলি আর কিছু না বলি। Thank you in English. The title, Daughter's Pilgrimage at a Scared Tomb. Jumping the stair of comfort said she, my daughter, approaching the way of her expected pilgrimage health are repeated by her age of 18. Enlarged from few to enormous in her mind. So no tiredness, not the weariness. Decades or defeats her long pursuit. Stepping one by one, she going near and nearer to her blessing of dreams. I gaze The wings of tales are spreading within her. Tales are lying like dreams, dreams filled with endless drops reflecting on the deep, deep green horizon of the village abroad. Her stepping are alike the linkage of the river. Stepping becomes an era to an enlarged era. My daughter said, with by the softened fresh air of the river. Mostly. Thus she became tales of several ages. All the tales, all the dreams within her emerged with the turning of her voices. Accessing the stairs all the way, at last she entered with an idol of year and era on her soul. On her soul, sorry. She entered her pilgrimage. She entered that scared tomb of Tungipara. At the very moment, all the tales, all the dreams within her became epic, a holy dream. I wish her in immense tranquility with her worshipping gazing my hand and looking the holy cover of the epic hangs on her face, on her forehead. Overland, I found the enlightened name of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kamrulji. Friends, now may I request Sri Juwairija Moy from Bangladesh to recite his poems.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. It's me,
yes.
Zuebriza Mo,
Okay.
writer and filmmaker from Bangladesh. It's a pleasant moment that I am reciting my poems in the Literature Festival organized by Foundation of Sark Writers and Literature in collaboration with Sahitya Academy. My last poem book, titled Tashera Bookmark, represents my urban lifestyle. In this session, I will be citing poems from my upcoming poetry book. It's from a series titled Hospital in the Skull. The first one is Deleted Words Are God. Each word that is removed becomes God. Just like unseen deep faith, just like your shirt's ripped but not yet fallen button. Deleted words have gone to sit in the yard. You can't make them come back. We will be born from the soil, in the fruit, seed, or root of the tree. The eyes, mind, and lips will all rot. Only words that have been deleted will remain in the yard. With the rage of birth, we erase so much. The second poem titled Dear Algebra. On the sunny days, I used to do my algebra workout. In the past, Baba would use blue-white twisted thread to bind the sheets made from newsprint. The Matador gel pen was my favorite, but the Econo ball pen performed admirably on those papers. I couldn't get enough of mathematics. It was so addictive. Then opening the test paper, I used to finish all the math questions on the exams that previously given by others. We were all taught that if we performed well on those exams, we would be passed. But everyone's test is so different in the end. Next poem, titled The Words Swallowed by the City. See you when you get back to Dhaka. We came back to such words a number of times. Come and see when you will be back in Dhaka, Didi, a friend once said, pointing to the newborn's face. I came across all the forests, caves, and discovered that little cotton ball is no longer on the earth. When a car full of Adda returned, police baton charged the roadside Adda to silence it. There is no Adda, no noise, all silence. We crossed the Kaliganga River and the Brahmaputra stream. The tears of a dead end are known to all who return. These cities survive by shallowing promises. To become urban, we must also shallow the aroma of all wars, all promises. A less civilized urban living lamppost observes how the city sucked us. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much, Miss Juraiya Mou. And now may I request Susri Sangeeta Misra from India to recite her poems.
Thank you. I hope I'm audible. Am I audible?
Yeah, please.
I hope I am. Okay.
Please.
Right. I said thank you. Let me begin by, before I offer my poems here, I wish to express my thanks and gratitude for the invitation. My thanks to Sahitya Academy, to Foswal, and especially to Ajit Ji. He's always been a mother figure for me, and I'm sure for many of us, or rather all of us. Thanks for inviting to this very prestigious, very prestigious event, which poets all over the Asia we all wait for. Okay, so the title of my poem is the poem that I wish to present today here is briefly before that. Since I was told to introduce myself, it's always a challenge to introduce oneself. I would make a humble attempt. I'm Susri Sangeeta Misra, a banker by profession, poet by passion. And I write in English and Odia. This poem that I wish to present today reflects upon the theme. A word possibly has been the most heard, most used word in the last 2 years. The title of my poem is In Isolation. Here goes. Once I summoned my reflection to appear before me in flesh and bone. It broke open the mirror and flew out to find a sanctum. In search of it, I traveled alone, partly dead, partly alive, partly awake, partly asleep, to a far land called life. My unstable feet learned to walk on the path laid before me as they learned to play with the pebbles, the tears, the smiles, the laughters. My decelerating heart learned to forget what it was searching for. Until I stumbled upon my solitude that came from a forgotten terrain. It whispered into my ears, sprinkling a familiar smile. It questioned my past, my birth, my existence, suspending me like a truce between memory and oblivion. Until I stumbled upon my solitude that came from a forgotten terrain, it whispered into my ears, sprinkling a familiar smile. It questioned my past, my birth, my existence, suspending me like a truce between memory and oblivion. Its soft steps approached me from all corners of my being to befriend my being, my unknown fear, my unburned dream. I saw it falling and rising within. Every time it falls, I bleed. Every time it falls, I bleed. Every time it sighs, I burn. As it converses with God, I hear from light years distance the splashes of thoughts drench me all over. Today, I draw myself from infinite intelligence and dissect. Today, I draw myself from infinite intelligence and dissect. I find the one is split into many. I find the one is split into many, standing away from each other, each cell of my body, crying in relentless pain and agony, in chaos and confusion, a creation drowning, lost as star, planets, dimension, elements, in the deluge of tears, time is gasping. Today, in isolation, each of them stand before me in flesh and bone. Today, I see I am the reflection. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sangeeta Mishra ji.
Thank you.
And friends, now may I request Srimati Sangeeta Gupta from India to recite her poems.
Good afternoon, friends. This is Sangeeta Gupta. I am a bilingual poet. I write both in Hindi and English. I have some 14 collection of poems in Hindi and another 6 in English. 10 of my collection of poems are translated in many other languages like Mandarin, Greek, German, English, Bangla, Dogri, Urdu, and Marathi. Besides being a poet, I'm also a painter, an artist, and a documentary filmmaker. Yeah, I'm going to read some small poems. The first one is Ends Are Beginnings. It's a series of 3 poems, but I will read one out of it. Ends are beginnings. Outgrowing your thoughts, your way of living, outgrowing people once dear to you, rejecting your past, no way. Your journey it is. Travel back ever, not possible. Cling to the known, live in your comfort zone forever, not a choice. One and only reference point is your connect with the universe. The only eternal truth to move on towards your better version. The only eternal truth is to move on towards your better version. You realize that you have outgrown yourself. It is the end. It is the end, a beginning as well. You are reborn, not knowing the next step, not sure of the next breath, is the miracle called life. You move with your trust and love for life. Outgrowing yourself is your faith in life. Outgrowing yourself is your faith in life. There's a lot of disturbance. Hello. Can I read my second poem without disturbance, please? Hello. Am I audible and can I proceed further? Hello. Hello. My second poem is an ode to Van Gogh. Van Gogh's yellow dazzles my dream, and suddenly I wake up. To a bright day. sunflowers singing straight from from his paintings. I'm feeling very disturbed. Hello, hello, hello. There's
All should muted.
how can I mute others? How can I mute others? Hello.
Everyone muted. Mute.
Okay, I'll read my second poems. A second poem again, an ode to Van Gogh. Van Gogh's yellow dazzles my dream, and suddenly I wake up to a bright day. Sunflowers singing straight from his paintings fill my heart with unknown joy. His starry nights fill my darkness. I walk with dancing lights. I wake up from my dream, lying still in the midnight, burst into tears of intense passion for his lust for life. Van Gogh's yellow dazzles my dream. My third poem would be my favorite poem, and this is from my collection, Rise from Your Ashes. This poem is translated in many languages. Let me read this for you. Rise from your ashes. Faith softly kissed my forehead, whispered in my ears, you are safe in her prayers. She is an angel. Faith softly kissed my forehead, whispered in my ears, you are safe in her prayers. She is an angel. Courage hugged me and said, you cannot give up on yourself as yet. Get up. Do what it takes. Her prayers have to be answered. She is an angel. Sun flooded my being with its light, commanded firmly, rise, rise from your ashes, be reborn. I give you new wings to fly. Sing for me. I miss your songs. Go, go bloom in millions of hearts who are worthy of your love. My phoenix, you are destined to rise from your ashes, reborn, and sing again songs of love. My last small poem is I know. I know you are still holding my hand. I feel you in my palm. Pain loses its intensity. I'm smiling at myself. Your kindness twinkles in my eyes. In your light, I sail through darkness. I go deep in your energy field. Soak myself often. I recharge taking baby steps each day towards my passion, towards life. I know you are still holding my hand. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It is always a pleasure to participate in this festival and to get the blessing of Ajit ji, who has been very kind to me and very affectionate to me since last almost 3 decades. I have the privilege of meeting her often. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sahitya Academy, and thank you, Ajit Kaur and organization for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Sangeeta ji. I'm sorry for initial disturbance.
No
I
problem.
forget
No
to
problem.
mute my audio.
No
Friends, now
problem.
may I
No
request
problem.
Srimati Gayatri Wala Panda, an Oriya poet from India, to recite her poems. Gayatri ji.
Namaskar. I am Dr. Gayatri Wala Panda from India, Odisha. I write in my mother tongue, Odia. I write poems, short stories, novels, essays, and columns in newspapers. I have 18 collections of poems, 4 novels, 2 short story collections, and 1 essay collection so far published. I am grateful to Sahitya Academy and Phoswal for giving me an opportunity to participate in this prestigious literature festival. My sincere gratitude to Ajit Kaurji, Pranam Madam. Today I will read my poems in English and Hindi. The title of my first poem is The Shrine of Goddess Shakti, which is translated into English by Lipi Puspa Nayak. Title, The Shrine of Goddess Shakti. My wishes hop step after step and reach her fast. My washed body, draped in immaculate white, trails behind each time. It hurts. The cause is unknown to me. As my feet negotiate the bloodied corridor where sharp rays of blood splash the floor. The spot of the sacrifice is teeming. Amid the melee, I no longer see the innocent faces. They have been severed off their necks, and those awaiting death in stoic silence. Their innards uncoil and wriggle out, the eyes squeeze out, a ray of fallen tear. Please, please take us away from here, they would have uttered had there been a voice in there. I can't see their faces. I can't see the slaughtered's hands, his cutlass, knife, other tools. All I see is the splash of red, the blood of the sacrifices, and its scarlet dash. Amid the scarlet carnival, I stand, armed with my wishes before the goddess, secure, tall. I shall leave the shrine and return home in a while. I will carry home the meat of the sacrifice and some of fresh blood securely wrapped in a taro leaf. My family, my kith and kin will be overwhelmed. The aroma of blood will seep into their body and blend in their veins. The goddess will answer our wishes. Their thirst will turn rapturous. The shrine will flash in all my dreams, my eardrums resounding its thunderous miracles. At the edge of my four-poster will stand that innocent goat, whose flesh holds out the promise to my redemption, whose tear testifies the notification of my triumph, whose blood smells of my prosperous future, and she will ask, what is the color of the wishes you have said before the goddess? Is it a shade deeper than my blood? My second poem is a very small poem of 6 lines only. Title, Art. Like selling flesh, buying flesh too is an art. So too is turning flesh. Now I am reading one more poem in Hindi. The name of the poem is प्रार्थना के शब्दों की तरह. एक दिन एक औरत बुला ले गई अपने घर. उसके घर में कई कमरे थे. उसने दिखाए सारे कमरे एक एक कर. पहले उसने कहा आयताकार हो या वर्गाकार, उज्जवल दिखे या हल्के धुंधले, तैयार रखना ही होता है इन्हें सारा जीवन. उसकी आंखें नीले सागर की गहरी जलराशि सी असीम और विस्तृत थी. उसने बताया किसी किसी ने फेंके हैं उसमें थूक खंकार, तो किसी ने सीज खीज और प्रत्याख्यान के वीर्य. आंखों में लहरें उठी है फिर लौट गई है हृदय में. पृथ्वी पर ढेरों घटनाएं घटती है, उन्हें आम तौर पर घटने दिया जाना चाहिए कहकर भूल गई है. पर्दों से, टेबल से, कुर्सियों से, किताबों की ताक से, पलंग से धूल झाड़ने के साथ साथ झाड़ देती है वह अपनी रोजमर्रा की कुछ कुछ थकान. एक चक्कर लगाती है बगीचे का सुबह की मुलायम धूप में. खुद को भी उपयोगी बनाकर रखती है, खुद को भी उपयोगी बनाकर रखती है. रसोई घर से जो आवाज आती है वो महज बर्तनों की टूटने की नहीं, उसके साथ टुकड़े टुकड़े टूटती है वह भी. शयन कक्ष में गहराती नीरवता के साथ थोड़ी थोड़ी निर्जीव होती जाती है वह. बैठका के फूलदान के फूलों के साथ साथ वह भी रोजाना मुरझाकर फिर से ताजा लगने लगती है। ये सब प्रकृति के नियम में है कहकर वह समय को स्वीकार लेती है। उस औरत का पहनावा, चाल चलन, शब्द उच्चारण बहुत साधारण है, फिर भी इतना असाधारण है कि उसके एक एक शब्द लगते हैं मुझे प्रार्थना के शब्दों की तरह। कुछ देर मुझे ताज्जुब होता है तो कुछ देर में तटस्थ रह जाती हूँ। थैंक यू, धन्यवाद।
बहुत अच्छे, बहुत अच्छे।
थैंक यू, नमस्ते।
बहुत सुंदर।
Thank you very much, Gayatri Bala Pandaji. Friends, now may I request Miss Mishna Chanu, a Manipuri poet from India.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Khuramjari, namaste. A very good afternoon or evening to all the eminent poet here. It's an honor and pleasure to be present my poem in front of you all. And first of all, I'd like to thank. I would like to express my gratitude to sir, especially to Ajit ma'am and the Sahitya Academy and their team of Sahitya Academy. Thank you very much. And myself, Mishna Chanu, I am a bilingual poet. I write in my mother tongue, Manipuri, and in English as well. And till now, I have published 8 books, including 1 short stories for children. Today, I'm going to recite a poem from my 8th book. The name of the book is The Silent Whispers. And my first poem is, the title of my poem is, Maybe It Is Easier to Take Side. Maybe it is easier to take side and love one side, or count the injustice or wrong and blame the other till we start hating them or hating ourselves for one or many reasons. But the harder thing is to see both sides and not to cry or count the pains they have inflicted to one another, the loss they have caused to one another, and to watch them shedding their innocence like the autumn leaves, and spring is only a mere dream. Maybe it is easier to take side and love one side and hate the other, but the harder thing is to see, feel, and hear the stories from both the sides, and not to cry or mourn, for knowing that they are only pawns, for witnessing that the queens and the kings are in the hands of someone else's incapability, often confused as power or fake for fake peace. Maybe it is easier to take side and love one side and hate the other, but the harder thing is to watch them falling in the abyss of hatred. They have their own reasons and evidences. Maybe it is easier to take a side and love one side and hate the other, but it is harder to feel the pains and agony left with scars on them, caused sometimes by words and sometimes by weapons. Those are neither interested to listen to the wailing of widows, nor to hear the cries of orphans. It is even harder to watch so many lullabies becoming sterile day by day in the barren arms of mothers, and replacing dreams by fear in the eyes of children. It is easy to hate the wars, either between countries, or between races, or between religions, or between human hearts. But the hardest thing is to attain peace in one's heart, the peace that doesn't demand its price or prize. Maybe it is easier to take side and love one side and hate the others, but it is even harder to know and not able to make them understand that there is no other here. Thank you. My first poem is finished, and let me recite my second poem. The title of my second poem is I Don't Want Another Son of God to be Crucified. I don't want another son of God to be crucified, or a weeping willow tree to hang this harp of my heart and let it cry for eternity, as in the fables and folklores of those who walk on the earth in the ancient times. The valley of lilies weeps every night in memories of graves dug by human hatred on the world. But only owls and foxes maybe hear their cries in a realm where love is abused every day and night. Will sacred water of Ganga ever purify the sin of human heart when the souls are smoked with dark clouds of grudge inside this labyrinth of life? I prefer to keep silence as my prize for not participating in the war between heart and mind. But how long? That is the question now arises. Wearing crowns for victory of shameless wars, sitting on the throne made up of illusion, they reign over the ignorant ones. Let me not concern but for a while, for I have children to feed and dishes to clean. Maybe I'll write that in my poems. Maybe I'll cry for that every night. But let me tell you first, no women will be afraid of burnt or rot in dungeon when I write. Neither Eve will be exiled from the Garden of Eden in my poems. I don't want another son of God to be crucified, or a weeping willow tree to hang this harp of my heart and let it cry for eternity. My last poem I'm going to recite. This is a short poem, and the name of the poem is Breaking the Cycle. Today, I must caress the girl with all the affection and tenderness she expected from the world around her. Today, I must tell her that she is valued and special too, although she knew she was loved. Today, I must apply the balm of unconditional love on her wounds. She even didn't know then she carried within her soul. Today, I must save her soul from the feeling of unimportant and guilt somehow instilled within her being. Today, I must tell her that she is not the black sheep of the family, but unique and blessed like everyone else. Today, I must remind her that she is here to bloom her fullest and not to decay in guilt or regret, so that she doesn't have to follow the tradition of brokenness, and no longer she needs to pass that on the next generation like heritage, so that she can gather enough courage to break the cycle of pain and create a world of forgiveness and unconditional love, so that she can sleep peacefully every night with sweet dreams and not with nightmares. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chanuji. Friends, now may I request Srimati Meenu Minocha from India to recite her poems.
Yes, very good afternoon, my fellow participants and our coordinator from Sahitya Academy, and of course, our dear Ajit ma'am. Ma'am, your energy, your presence brings new energy to these sessions every time. And in fact, it's her energy which has pushed me onto this literary field, because after I got associated with her, that I was able to discover my own potential also. And each year, she pulls us all together to uplift and support each other. So, hats you, ma'am. Thank you so much for being there. So, I now move on to my compositions. Environment is a real issue nowadays, and it's something we all share in common also. And that is what I'm highlighting through my words here. I call the poem Awaken. So I'm starting now. So, nobody cares about the lonely dewdrop cruising down sad leaves, withered by too much heat. Nobody cares about the polluted air we breathe, darkening delicate cells that make up our beings. Nobody cares about the pain inflicted on a grieving earth, trampled by unfeeling feet. Nobody cares about the oneness of all things, a close connect binding all that exists. Awaken, O brethren, and rouse that care within. Spread a mantle of love over a heritage supreme. Thank you. My next poem is a reflection on life, what matters in life. I have titled it A Divine Love. Anchored in the depths of your love or life, those crests and throws were all a breeze. Wave to wave onwards did I buoyantly flow, battling oh so smoothly each and every crease. And then I perceived the secret of the journey, that endless was the odyssey of the soul, sailing eternal seas. Tranquil did my heart become, a settling of beliefs. Cocooned am I in divine love, shipping through aeons with ease. For filled with that precious love, a realization set in that it is love, love, and only love that makes life commendable. A variegated love that demands nothing, for it satiates the giver before being given, and that makes it genuine, awesomely ethereal, inherent in our natures, a gift of our makers. Thank you. With my next composition, I'm going down to my childhood and the angst of growing up, which all of us go through. I titled it A Journey Well Lived. Treasures of childhood lost in memory lane rouse a longing for those halcyon days. Oh, the joy of climbing trees, chasing fluttering butterflies, catching glowworms at night, exuberantly living life. And then I grew up. Decorum became the norm and adherence to form. Gone were the hoyden days, strictures hedged all. Sedate became the times, impassioned the mind. Love and hate and sentiments, vitally integral to life. A journey thus began into a peopled world. Laughter and tears, success and failures, achievements galore. Milestones along the way marked momentous soars. Saturated with the essence of eons, we bring into this world our own special dynamism, which makes us stand out apart from others. Slowly we learn to unfurl our own petals, guided and directed by forces innumerable. Fear not the pressures, that honing of skills, as buffeted and spliced, a masterpiece gets built. And so, dancing through the years, I sashayed into the autumn of my life, carrying my casket of memories lightly in the folds of my pride. Oh, the joyousness of those days still fills my being with radiance, leaving no space within to feel the burden of advancing years. Thank you so much. That is all for today.
Thank you very much, Minuji. Friends,
Thank you.
now may I request Sri Hemant Vivas from Nepal to recite his poems.
Thank you. Good evening for all. President of FOSL, Madam Ajit Kaur, Secretary of Sahitya Academy and fellow poets. I thank of you for this opportunity to recite my poem at this conference. I write in Nepali and my native language totally. I have 4 books to my credit. I will read one poem in English translation. The title of my poem is Your City. This poem is translated by Dr. Balbahadur Thapa. Your city. My Lord, I came though to your world, your city. I came before the dawn break. I came before the dawn broke. I came before the wind went mad. I came before the I continue. I continue. I came to your side, but I had to come, so I did. I merely came, like some autocratic ruler pulling the reins of a country. I could not pull the reins of my own life, nor could I, in the temple of your promise, become a priest of your sly plot. Nor could I guard your yearnings like a new daughter-in-law, like a new daughter-in-law massaging her mother-in-law's feet. I could not give an oil massage, nor could I offer a prayer. I would be mapping the side of the sleek road on which your car would ply. I would keep receiving the title of an impaired man. I didn't learn to laugh like the actor of the theater, nor did I learn to burst into sobs, nor did silence spread like that of a member of funeral procession. After returning from cremation ground, nor could I produce a sharp edge of any voice, like that of the speech of a revolutionary leader, like the roar of the army's hero in the battlefield. Nor did I, like some customary priest, learn to wave the leaf plates of greed and gluttony. I kept watching, only watching, the morning of life splintered as if colliding with a boulder. The moon's shadows worn by beloved in the blaze got baffled in memory. I kept reminiscing orphans' sobs like eruptions of a volcano. I kept gazing into the sky worn by a helpless woman. Innocent tears like water stored into cliff. I would not be able to become anybody, and I surely did not become one. I was flying on the wings to helplessness. They did not say anything. They left feeling of agony for several days. Your city was imposing itself on me every moment. Frightened were the street children, the life hiding its face between knees. The tangled hair, like tangled babio hay, crossed with mustard seed, while crushing mustard for oil in the place. The helpless woman were forced to put it aside, hurling to break into tears, but blue sky was sobbing dry. Even after being an unidentified corpse, I could not sleep in peace. I could not sleep in peace because your city was making an angry sound, blowing Narsinga of pride, blowing Narsinga of pride. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hemant Vivasji, for your poems. And now may I request Ms. Sandini Prarthana Tennakun, who is from Sri Lanka, to recite her poems.
Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, please.
Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. Let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Sandini Prarthana Tennakon, a journalist, a writer, poet, and a translator from Colombo, Sri Lanka. Currently working as a creative content specialist for Group M. My debut short story collection, Gadnewala, won the award for the Best Short Story Book Youth Award in Godege Literature Awards 2020. Apart from this, two of my stories were included in the short story collection, Neighbor Woman Stories, which won the award for the Best Translated Collection of Stories in Chennai Book Festival 2020. Today I have chosen three of my very short poems to present from my upcoming book. The first one is titled Evening Bliss. What a bliss it is to know that someone is counting hours to see you coming home. To know that the kettle is boiling, coffee waiting to be poured, loafers waiting to welcome, battered feet burdened with shoes. To know even neighborhood cats are happily dozing off, waiting to see you coming home. A curly-haired head peeping behind the balcony to see you coming home with brightly colored common flowers. Curls lightly dancing in the light evening breeze with brightly colored common flowers planted in empty milk cartons. Oh, what a bliss it is to know that someone is waiting at the door for you to come home, to know that you have a home, not just bricks, cement, wood, cushions, and pillows, a real home. With that, I'm moving to my second poem. It is titled Patchwork of Pain, and it is a very short poem. I am a patchwork of pain. You drew the lines with the sharp edge of love, and my best I tried to mend. Almost an art now. You are the artist, and I am the art. I'm moving to my third poem. It is titled Nothing Changes. The river flows. Neither it is happy, no, it is sad. It just flows. Flowers bloom, as always, as a habit. That is what flowers do. They bloom. The wind blows without a change, tangling my hair, just as yesterday, every day. That is how wind is. It blows. As usual, everything happens without a change, as they should be, all of them. Nothing has changed. as I thought they would be when you left. Thank you everyone. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you very much, Sandini ji. Friends, we have one more poet who is connected with us, but only on video mode. He is not connected with audio mode, so we are unable to invite him. And so now I am requesting our chairperson, Sri Alok Bhallaji, for his comments and also his recitation. Sri Alok Bhallaji. Alok Bhallaji.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please.
Hi, namaste. Can you hear me?
Yeah, please, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, please.
Can you hear me? Okay. Well, thank you, Ajit, once again for inviting me. And since I'm the last speaker, I should also like to congratulate you for once again having successfully organized yet another literary festival. So on behalf of everybody, I should say thank you. It's also getting very late, I think, for all the participants. So I will just read, if possible, one small poem, which is probably appropriate for the present times. It's a translation of a poem by Shamsher Bahadur Singh in Hindi. And I will, if we have time, I'll read a short one of my own. This is called Ishwar, If I Pray to You in Arabic. Ishwar, if I pray to you in Arabic, will you be offended? Allah, if I perform my evening rituals in Sanskrit, will you damn me to hell? That's what people around me say. Tell me, Ishwar, convince me, Allah. There are many, many prayers that I love. Why can't I sing a holy song with all my devotion and recite another mantra to make amends? That will undoubtedly make me more pious. That's what everyone says. Not to me, but their actions, their karmas reveal that clearly and unambiguously to people who are far superior to me. I want to absorb what they say, soak it up, immerse myself in what they loudly proclaim. Otherwise, I'll feel that I am a very, very, very reactionary, a backward old fogey who doesn't know the first thing about Ishwar or Allah. Hey Ishwar, hey Allah, forgive me. Forgive me, forgive me. It would be better if the two of you get together and strike me dead. I would then be at peace, as if I had never been. What would have happened if I had never been? After all, there was a God when I was not, and there was God when there was nothing. I was lost when I was born. What would have happened if I had never been born? That's, by the way, a quotation from Ghalib. What happens these days is not what's printed, memorized, and repeated in poems in different languages. This is difficult for me to find despite a lifetime of faith, religion, or culture in riots and violence. This is not a poem, but part of my diary. It's not worth publishing. In my present state, it's a way of talking to myself. Its only value is the sincerity of words spoken by my lips and the sound heard by my ears. Sages, scholars, intellectuals, teachers, don't even by mistake spend your precious time on these few lines And if you have begun to read them, stop at once. So, as I was saying, that's one. And I don't know if I have time more or if, hello? Do I have a little more time or should we just call it a?
Yes, sir, please. Please recite your poems also.
Sorry?
Please recite your poems also.
Yes, I will recite one from volume or the only volume of my published work. It's a book called The Grammar of Ruins. And the poem is called Grammar of Ruins. And it's draws itself from various folk traditions plus the Mahabharata. A penitent king once said, without any anxiety to be beautiful and virtuous, beautiful and happy, without the intoxication and the enthusiasm of courage and death, without the restlessness of conquerors, let elegance be so ordinary, so quiet, that it remains unnoticed. The gracefulness of the gods should be familiar, like memory, and as fleeting. Every day a row of white stalks disturbs a lake's surface with questions. The poet king is no longer sure of his answers or if they are worth repeating. There's a confusion of stones all around and the eternal error of paths not taken. In the grammar of ruins, the harsh sunlight is full of smoke and hands never fold each other like leaves lost in trees. Thank you. I think I'm done. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful poems and poem and translation also. Friends, it is now we are at the end of this festival, and I take this opportunity to invite Srimati Ajit Kaur, ma'am, for her concluding remarks, and vote of thanks also, who is the president of FOSWAL. Madam Ajit Kaur, please unmute yourself.
Hello, friends. The journey that was launched in 1986 brings me to the end of 2022. Every literature festival that I have organized, 62 of them so far, has been a learning experience. Thanks to Dr. K. Srinivasa Rao, of Science Academy, who has been holding my aged hand and giving us all the technical help during the last couple of corona-infested years when we had to conduct online festivals. I am also grateful to all the compeers who are high officials of the Science Academy, very intelligent and knowledgeable. Thanks to all my friends who participated in this festival. See you again, hopefully, physically, in March 2023, that is next year. Thank you, and you wish you best.
Thank you very much, Ajit ma'am, and thanks friends for this wonderful event and this wonderful session. I may request our audiences to share this link with others and on social handles also. Thank you very much again and again. Namaskar.